All right, welcome. So today we're going to talk about direct mail, which is a piece of the viral system. So you're following along in the middle of a course, an 8-week course with 3 paying clients that have hired Vyral Marketing to help them get recruiting appointments with real estate agents. And we're on one of the lessons right now on direct mail. And you usually wouldn't think that the CEO of Vyral Marketing does social media and email and videos to talk about direct mail, but it's like the most important part of the whole system when you're trying to reach like the right prospect, the key person that you're trying to go after, which is someone who's usually more harder to get a hold of. We can't rely on just email and social media to reach them with our message. So we're going to go into that today. So before we get into the direct mail lesson of fully maximizing that part of what you guys are paying for, let's just do a quick recap of everything that we've discussed so far in the course. Here we go. Lesson 1. Are you building your database of your ideal agent? I need to make sure that you've sent in the emails and preferably the full contact information of every single real estate agent you know or who knows you. And unfortunately, you have to build that list manually. Do you guys have any questions on lesson 1 and catching up on that and getting that information into us? You're muted, Andrew.
There we go. No questions, but I am not complete yet.
Well, you have a huge list. A lot of people know you. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm still working on that. I've got a couple of VAs working on it. I've even got my daughter working on it, but I don't have the list complete yet. So it'll get there. My goal is having it ready to go January 1.
And I want to be very clear with anyone watching. You're watching this because you want to maximize your results. Lesson 1 is the biggest pain in the butt of building that list. It is terrible. It's very hard.
And takes the longest.
Takes the longest. Yeah, perfect.
Yes.
So we're all in.
I did 10 months of videos already, but the list I'm still not done
yet. Yeah. Okay. Lesson 2, building your agent website. We have a lot of people in launch right now. Hopefully we're not dragging too bad on getting those built. But we need to build a great website that communicates the problem you solve with calls to action. Have you guys at least gotten your links to see what's been built so far? Andrew, you got yours? Email Stephanie. Say, hey, Stephanie.
Yeah, we had a call with her today, so we're still working.
Okay, perfect. Say, what do we got so far?
Yep.
And your brand colors, were we going to go with LPT Realty brand, or are you going to go with the Andrew Duncan Do a Movement brand colors?
I mean, realistically, they're both pretty comparable. It's red, white, and blue, or blue and white. Like it's not that much different.
Okay. And then I wrote all your messaging, so you're good to go there. And then Jay, do you have any questions on updating your site? Because I know we already launched yours, but you probably saw some things you want to go back and update with your messaging.
Yeah, we did. When you shared some of the templates from, people that we want to be like when we grow up, right? Like that have like really solid landing pages. We went back, added some video to it to create a little bit more interest when you first get on it. So yeah, we're happy with it.
And probably once you nail the message, meaning we have the right headlines and subheadlines, it's very clear like the problem you solve and why someone give you money. After that, it's photos. Mm-hmm. Really, really good photos is what's going to make the website sizzle. All right.
We've got a videographer coming in next week to shoot some stuff more for the landing page than for the actual content.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
And I've done all the videos, landing page video, intro video, several months of video, and professional photographer, but it's all in editing now. It's probably a couple weeks.
So all this heavy lifting of like everyone shortcuts this stuff. Let's just go be online. But no, we're going to go through the hard work of building a list, right? We're going to go through the hard work of building a really good trap to centralize where all the content's going to go. And then 3 is we're going to actually think about what content we're going to publish, which I recommend just answering commonly asked questions that agents ask that are generally narrower in scope questions, right? So you can answer them with 3 key points in about 3 to 5 minutes, right? And then if you guys wanted, again, some sample topics, just go to getvyral.com and click Real Estate Recruiter, and I have 24 topics there ready for you guys to go. All right. And then last week, not only do we want to send out 2 videos a month every single month, okay? So Andrew, you shot yours. Molly, you can either send out recordings of your Zoom trainings. That's option 1. Or option two is I want you to schedule a monthly video shoot with whoever your coach is going to be once you get done with Stephanie, to actually sit down, use your webcam and record like 2 videos by themselves to go out. You can do either or.
Got it.
Okay. And then Jay, you have a videographer, right? So you're going to go shoot with your video person. So you guys are, Jay and Andrew, you're a little more advanced than everyone else. But for anyone here, okay, the standard plan for probably 90% of our clientele is you schedule a monthly appointment with us to sit down with your mobile phone or on your webcam to record those 2 helpful videos. They're going to go out, which is the bait to bring them back to your website, which is the trap. You guys get that. All right. So last week, just to recap, we talked about the monthly lead generation message. That's an email that goes out that spikes leads right back to your a landing page we built for you. Do you guys have any questions on that? I think I customized one for each of you last week, if I'm not mistaken, or at least gave you the formula to work with us to get that written up for that to go out probably sometime in January. I do want to give you one little extra thing. So for all of our, I think you guys probably got these invites, but once a month, every month next year, I'm going to write you a lead generation email for recruiting that you guys are welcome to use. Brand new every single month. So I went over this 2 days ago with all of the recruiting customers and all of our core clients. I wrote 2 new ones. I wrote one on the consumer side to get a free home value estimate, which I recommend you send that out to your consumer database. It's like the #1 lead generation email you can send out for seller leads, find out what your home is worth. And then I wrote another lead generation email to get your business plan. So this may not be for you, Andrew, but Molly and Jay, I want to read this one to you because I would like you guys to send, short of the one I wrote you custom last week. Let's say you don't get around to that or whatever. I already have one ready to go for you in January to download your updated business plan for 2024. So let me give that to you right now. Let's go over it and then we'll get in for a lesson today. All right. So in January, I want 2 videos going out and I want essentially this email I'm going to show you going out. So hang on, let me find it. Any questions for me so far before I pull this up as I try to find something I should have ready to go? All right, here it is. Okay. From Jay White. Download my latest business plan. You're invited to download my latest business plan for free. This is my strategy to take more listings and grow profit. You can download a free copy of my 2024 business plan here. And just like we covered last week, where does that go? You click it, it goes to a landing page, right? We put that together for you. I asked them, do they have a real estate license? If they click yes, I do ask them how many homes a year they sell and what they need the most help with. See that?
Mm-hmm.
Then after that, put your information in, send it to me. Easy peasy. Now it will pop up just saying, I'll just email it to you shortly. So there's no like email that kicks out because that complicates the process. But the idea would be is this whole email I'm going to show you goes out to your whole agent list and a whole bunch of people come back and put their information in this form. Wouldn't that be nice? All right. Mm-hmm. So let's now go through the copy. Dear real estate colleagues, I sat down recently and updated my business plan for 2024. With the transaction slowdown and the likely changes to the buy side coming, it was time to update my business plan with renewed focus on taking listings and growing profitability. I wrote a realistic plan that's not just cold calling, that with a high degree of certainty will help me earn more money this year with less risk. And this is the plan that I want to share with you. I wrote down my top 3 listing lead sources, how we'll set appointments, key deliverables in my listing presentation, and how I will ask for higher commission rates. I also wrote down what technology I will spend my money on and who I will hire to get it done. And when it comes to writing your business plan, my vision here is like this is 1 page with each of these things is like bullet points. Do not overthink this business plan. 1 page and as simple as possible answering these things. Does that make sense? Don't overthink this. This is the exact business plan my team members and I will follow this year. We meet every weekday morning on Zoom to execute it with regular training to sharpen our skills. Again, that link goes to the landing page I showed you. Now you are welcome to use the same plan in your business. I'm focusing on my database, a high turnover farm, and low hanging fruit like expired listings and FSBOs this year. It's pretty much the same for everybody. You can feel free to change that out. I'm also contracting more work to lower my fixed costs and increasing what I ultimately charge with a flexible commission menu. It's all about more listing controlled sales this year. I figure this is the case for most of our customers. Again, this is a template. You can change it. All right. Now, if you have questions about implementation, call me. I'll offer you a free coaching call to point you in the right direction. I just ask you keep an open mind about joining our team or moving your real estate license over to our brokerage. Got that? I can also provide you with culture leads, accountability checklists, and systems to implement the plan. I'll also adjust the plan to your behavior style and goals so you actually look forward to following it. So I want to be a positive influence on your income. I hope you find value in the plan, that it points you in the right direction to make the most of your time. I put a lot of thought into it. The overall theme is back to the basics in this new market, and the key is picking the right basics to follow. Enjoy, Jay White. Jay, are you comfortable hitting all your agents with that?
Yeah, 100%.
Got it. This is ready to go. So make sure you talk to your coach here and say, short of anything else that's custom, send this out. So get the landing page customized. Again, we're talking about last week's lesson. Get the landing page customized, put this together, hit the email to your list to spike response.
One page business plan and roll.
Yes. Yeah. And here's the deal. Like, we won't even go through the hassle of actually kicking it out to them. It's just going to say on the success page, great, we'll email it to you shortly. So when those leads get emailed to you, because they'll get emailed to you right when they opt in, just like reply back with the PDF or something and start a conversation. Okay. And if you want, you don't have to. I wrote you a Facebook ad because Facebook can drive traffic to that landing page. Could be a post or an ad. I don't really care. And we'll talk a little more about retargeting, I think, next week. Real estate agents. And by the way, that's important to write real estate agents in your Facebook ads because Facebook reads the ad and targets by the copy you write. It's really helpful. Real estate agents. With fewer transactions and likely changes to the buy-side commission ahead, I updated our business plan to take more listings and grow profit. It includes our top 3 listing lead sources, what we're spending our money on, and how we're charging more money with flexible commissions. You're invited to download our business plan and use it in your business. It's free. It's work. It's no obligation. There's just a picture of you with like a link to it. Got it? There you go. That's kind of like a little bit more of what we talked about last week. Do you guys have any questions on a monthly lead generation message? 2 videos, monthly lead gen. Okay, perfect. Now on today's, what I want to talk about. So now we are hitting all these agents with 2 helpful videos every month and a monthly lead generation message. They're going out by email. It's getting posted on social media. And we'll talk a little bit more next week, but we're also spending a little money on retargeting, giving Facebook some money just to make sure this actually shows up in people's feed. Not too much. I'll go over that next week, but we're kind of maximizing to the point of diminishing marginal returns, our digital strategy to stay in touch and build influence among real estate agents. All clear? But here's the deal. I want to be very clear on this. Like, you'll be lucky if 30% even open the emails that you send, meaning 70% of the market won't even get your stuff or even care, right? Based upon open rates. Let alone, I've seen the email inboxes of most real estate agents. Okay. It's a disaster, right? There's like a gazillion things in there. Then in addition to that, you can go on social media and it'll probably tell you like how many people you reached or these stats, but I have no idea who. I don't know who saw it. And chances are for you guys, you'd like to recruit actual like producers, like actual real productive players to your team or your brokerage, right? And I don't think it's smart. I don't think it's logical or rational to just assume that digital is going to get that message to those key people. I don't think you can make that argument at all. So that's why I want to use direct mail. Okay. It's just another media, another way of making sure that we reach the right people. So let's go through how to build this list. This is another painful thing to do. Google spreadsheet. First name, last name, company. Got to have the brokerage. Because a lot of times if you're mailing their office and you don't put the brokerage on there, it gets kicked back to you. All right, so make sure you have the broker as the company in the spreadsheet. Street address, city, state, zip, as all the columns in a Google spreadsheet. Got it? And then you fill it out. Line by line of the agents that you want. Okay? Here's probably what I would do. Why don't you just make your dream 100? You guys ever read the book, The Ultimate Sales Machine by Chet Holmes? You guys, anyone's ever, Jay, you've heard that book, right? Have you heard of the Dream 100?
It's the 100 people that you would most likely to either be in business with, do business with, or partner with, right? Something like that.
Yeah. Dream 100, right? Typically at Vyral, and if you were to go join like Keller Williams and go through their Ignite course, they'll tell you 150. Because 150, I think they call is like Dunbar's number. It's like this number of people you can actually, it's like the number of meaningful relationships any human can actually hold. It's like 150 people. But I'm not talking a lot here. I'm talking like 100, 150 people, and it could even be less. And you manually fill out the list. So this is where, kind of back in lesson 1, remember how you were going through your Facebook and you were going through some Facebook groups or you're going through your contacts? There should be like, you should bold, this person's going to move. I'm going to get this person. If I get this person, this changes the game, right? And I think it's likely. Let's create that as your A's. And why don't you build that list for me of a small number of people, roughly par is about 100. Fair enough? And all I need is a Google spreadsheet. Now, the next question is, okay, I found these people's names. I'm going to sit down like back in lesson 1 and like figure out, my dream 100. My God, if I got these 100 people, like the dominoes would fall, right? Because that one person, they're going to bring a whole bunch of people with them. They got to see the message. They're worth 60 cents a month to you for a postcard. That's another way of looking at it. All right. So now you have to find their best mailing address. Okay. The number one way, hopefully because there's some existing relationship, is just ask. Just ask. An assistant reaches out or you reach out saying, hey, I just want to know the best address to send someone a package or send them some mail that's helpful. I'm not trying to sue you. It is not a demand letter or summons for court, because that's what usually people think of when you ask that question. All right. And just ask them what their best mailing address is. There's no better way to do that. So I have a virtual assistant. Her name's Rosanna. My mailing list is considerably larger, but yours doesn't have to be. That reaches out with the subject line with the address of their brokerage. So the subject line is like the address of your office that I can find on Zillow, right? And would say, hey, Molly, I work for Frank Klesitz. He wants to send you his newsletter, his updates of what he's up to, helpful things. He asked me to reach out to you and confirm, is, whatever address still your best address to receive mail? And then people usually, if that's the only question, they'll usually reply back yes, or they'll reply back no, the best address is to send it here. And now you got the right address. And a lot of times you might even talk to the assistant or the receptionist and they'll correct the best address to send the mail to. So I just want to drive home, if you want to spend the money and resources to actually get the right mailing address to reach somebody, especially as now more people work from home and they work remote, they don't really go check their mail necessarily every single day like old habits, is worthwhile. Next best option, Zillow or the website. And you build it up that way by looking at it. How's that? I just want to sell you on the idea of using mail. Okay.
Hey,
all right, Frank.
One question, Frank.
Go ahead.
You mentioned 60 cents per postcard. There's no extra management of this fee. So in other words, you send 100 postcards, you're paying $60 a month. We'll do $700 a year to drip postcards to those 100 top people that you want.
So we'll just take one of your 2 videos, throw on a postcard and send it out. So let's take a look at the postcard. Okay. I'll pull it up for you right now. So this has been built in Canva, super simple. We're just going to keep it cheap and easy. 4x6 postcard. Okay, here we go. Here it is. So here's the front. My latest training video with the link to your video blog. Here's the headline of whatever the YouTube video is, and here's a screenshot. Easy peasy, right? And then you can change the background to whatever brand color you want. Here's the back. Offer for immediate response. Free coaching call. Call me. I'll listen to your needs, then help you write a business plan so you earn more money in real estate with less risk and hassle. Logo, call. See that? And then you have your return address here. I do recommend, it's not such a big deal on the coaching side, But if this was a consumer postcard and you're a client and you're doing the consumer program with us, please make sure that maybe like right here, you put your license number, because you're going to have haters that say you didn't put that on there. And I like to put the license number right there. But I don't think it's a big deal if it's on the recruiting side.
No QR code?
I couldn't figure out where to put it.
Right across my forehead.
You know, I was thinking, it's funny you actually said that. I was actually playing around with that. Hang on.
I mean, the reality is there's a lot of unused space in the top left, like kind of like scrunch it down and go top left of the picture of Molly.
Yeah, it could. Yeah.
Something like that.
So sure. So like, look, this is in Canva. Anyone in my office can easily update this. And if you actually pay attention, you see the background, we just got to keep it in certain bleed areas. So there's like some rules on where you put it. Okay. But the point is, something like that goes out. This is cool. All right. So every single month, we're just going to copy this over. The back stays the same as far as I'm concerned. Free coaching call, just leave it all the time. But could you change this to my business plan or come to my event? Sure. Right. Change this out, change that out, change that. Not a big deal. Okay. And then we'll actually send you the PDF every month. Hey, Molly, here's your postcard. Do you want to send it? And hopefully you reply back yes. And we have you shared your Google spreadsheet with us that has first name, last name, company, city, state, zip of your mailing list. Fair enough. So you get an email, PDF your postcard, looks good. Reply back to send it. We will send it.
So we're not actually sending this. We're actually just giving you permission to send it for us.
Yeah, it's kind of like sending an email. So let me just walk you through literally how we're going to order it. So we use itidirectmail.net. So I'm going to email you a PDF artwork of your postcard. Can we mail this? And you're going to say yes. I'm going to say, well, make sure, do we have your mailing list on file? And I couldn't care less how big it is or who it is. The postcard can really go to anyone. I mean, if you wanted to mail every realtor in the United States, we could do it. All right. But I think that's a little overkill. But, you know, start with like 100, 150. But if you want to scale up to more than that and you have the money, great. So be it. Okay. So we're going to go over here. So like, you know how we use Emma or Constant Contact or MailChimp to send an email? Well, just look at that like we're kind of doing the same thing here. All right. So I'm going to go over here to postcards with mailing. See that? And this is so you guys can maybe price that as well. So let's say we're going to do 4x6 postcards. Oh, I guess they changed the minimum to 250. Am I on the right one? Maybe I'm on the wrong one. I don't know why they just put a minimum on there of 250. Hang on.
Low volume and variable data postcards.
Yeah, but is that it? Yeah, but I don't want the cheap paper. Hang on. Is it low volume and variable data? Where is it?
Go up. Right there. Postcards with mailing.
Ah. Jay!
I'm here for you, Frank.
You're hired. 150. 4x6. Oh, it's going to be a little bit higher. It's 92. Where do your prices come down at? 250. Let's try 1,000. Okay. Well, whatever. Here you go. 4x6, 150. You know what? I think you're actually better. I apologize. I think this is why they do this. We don't need variable data because we're not doing mail merging. So what they do is you order 250. I think you might just throw away the difference. Hang on. I should know the answer to this. Let's just keep it at 250. See how it's 47 cents for 250 versus how much it was before? Oh, yeah. How many do you want to mail? That's how they do it. Oh, it's $1. Okay, well, whatever. This is why I show you the website so you can price it out. So the point is if you mail 250, that's the price. You mail 100, that's the price. Whatever it is, we click order now. We upload the artwork. We upload the list. We put in your credit card. They send it out. Just like sending an email. Any questions on this? That's it. Andrew, what are your thoughts?
I love it. I'm just in my mind, I'm thinking about who those top 100 are.
Yeah.
Like I built out a list of about 30 or so, but I like the idea of using 100 and then building that out and then them getting
just
that every
real simple. And like if and one of the reasons too, just so I just want to interject, one of the reasons I like a smaller list, because you can put the time in actually confirming what the right address is. Because it's not very helpful sending it to an address that you guess is right, but they never actually get, and it goes in the abyss, right? So
Right.
the other reason I'd rather have a small list, because you're more likely to have the resources to actually reach out and confirm the best mailing address. Because
Well,
when
I
you
also think
do,
it's
you
great
know
for
they're going to get it.
follow up. You know, it goes out and then they get it. And then you know that it goes to those 100 people that are on your
Yes.
hot list. Now you can, part of an action plan, you can reach back out and follow up and say, hey, did you get the postcard I sent you? You know, what do you think?
And that's,
Frank, we were talking before, and I don't think you've mentioned this yet, but the cadence. So you were saying send this out every other month, not this isn't an every month thing either.
I want every month.
Okay.
Every month. Yes. Every month. Monthly piece of mail. Yeah. Yeah. The right frequency is going to be monthly. All right. So now let's talk about what you're buying. So you're sitting here, and I'm going to have to do a little research on exactly what postcard option they put on there, because I think they just changed it. But the point is you're going to go spend this money. All right. Whatever. Okay. What are you buying? Like, what exactly are you buying for the $171? Like, what am I purchasing? Let's be clear. You are not purchasing response. Give up. You're not purchasing that, oh my gosh, I send these postcards out and someone calls me, even though that's the call to action. Just zero expectations.
Familiarity.
Yes. You're purchasing, oh, Andrew's with LPT Realty and he's like laying down some knowledge. You must be coaching or helping agents. Right? Molly's a coach now. Oh, look at that. We're celebrating, Andrew.
Boom. Look at that. You got fireworks.
Yeah, look at that. Fireworks. All right. So when we get to the lesson on hiring appointment setters, whether that's something you do and you play the position, or you hire someone to reach out on your behalf to schedule meetings with agents, when they reach out and they say, hey, I'm with Andrew Duncan with LPT Realty, the response that appointment setter should go, oh yeah, I like his stuff. Yeah, what does he want? Right? And when that brand recognition is there, you guys know that you don't need to have a lot of talent in the appointment setter. They're just basically like just reaching out and shoveling them over, right? Because the heavy lifting was already done through the marketing. So you're laying down covering fire for somebody to reach out and they recognize the brand and take an appointment with you. That's what you're purchasing. All right. So just to be clear on this, starting in January, every month I'm going to send you artwork for a postcard. And I'd like you to reply back saying, great, send it. You have my permission. And we'll have a ITI direct mail account for you with a credit card saved in there. And we'll just go order it. That's it. That's my lesson today.
Sweet.
Let's talk about, yeah, we are early. I don't need to waste time on stuff that we don't need. But what else do you guys want to go over to make sure that like next year you recruit a ton of agents? What else is on your mind?
Frank, I know you've done some events before. I think that's probably something, for Molly and I, doing events is going to be, Jay's obviously a little bit different. He could do local events, career nights, things like that. But I think your mastermind events are a conversation you and I have had about trying to invite people, to around events that are already happening. It's kind of the plan since they're already going to be there. I think that makes it easy. And then of course the idea of doing something completely outside of an event that's already happened.
Yeah. So I love piggybacking other events if you can kind of do it with tact. What I always love doing that's probably the easiest and least risk is renting a penthouse suite, or probably more technically the hospitality suite. So they have a hospitality suite. That's what you want. And then I'll do it like the day before an event. So I'll go book the suite the day before. And then I'll figure out, okay, who are some like big names that are kind of well known at this event? And I'll ask them if they'll come. So for example, Andrew, I would go do it before the Remax event, back when you were with Remax. And I'd say, Andrew, you want to come up and hang out in the suite?
Yep.
Maybe your flight's on me. Sure, Frank, I like you. Perfect. All right. Now here's the secret. email from Andrew goes out to everyone at Remax through Eventbrite to invite them to come, not from me. So you send
did that with, I think, did you do that with Gary?
Yeah,
Was it Gary?
That was, we actually literally
I obviously was going to be there, and I saw the email, and I'm like, yeah, I'm in.
Yeah. But he really was there, but nobody's going to come to that to go see me necessarily. It was more like I was the facilitator to put it on, but you kind of get your anchor tenants, and then you ask, and then, when you send out the invites, you upload the list into Eventbrite. But instead of the event coming from, maybe you, the event comes from someone else to invite them. That's been a staple of piggybacking an event by doing it in hospitality suite. Then the second option is where you want to hold your own event. Now, these are terrifying because you have to, unless you're doing like an Airbnb, which is even hard to come by doing it.
Whip out the Amex.
What?
Said whip out the Amex.
Oh yeah. So if you were to do like a recruiting event for real estate agents, dude, the best ones are all-inclusive resorts. If you can go to an all-inclusive resort in Mexico, those are like by far, I've been to all of them, are like the best. And generally you hold the event from like 9 to noon, or maybe 9 to 1. Probably 9 to noon is all the event needs to be. And then everyone just goes and hangs out, and everyone's on the resort the entire time for like 3 or 4 days. And the relationships and the conversations that happen that you brought together are the best. That's what I would do. Yeah. You know who does a really, really good job with that is Brent Gov with EXP. I think he does 2 events
right now. He's doing one in Cabo.
Yeah, at the Hyatt. Yeah. And I went down and like, dude, this is just so. I remember going to the website.
He's promoting it right now. I don't think it's till March, actually.
I about died going to the website because usually an event's like, from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep for 3 days is like, content. Then I go to his website. It's like, yeah, we're going to go from like 9 to noon. That's the event, 3 sessions. Like, oh, okay, got it. Cool. Yeah. So those are the things I would keep in mind for the event. But when it comes down to promoting it, you got to find some big names that people know, do some favors to get them there, and then use their list and their audiences to help get the word out.
Well, wouldn't Molly and I maybe even use people like in our line? Like
100%. Yeah. Going up.
That'd be logical. Like someone in my first, second, third line, people like that. They're influential, you would think so, to have names. Cause then it's win-win. If they go there and they happen to recruit somebody, I'm at least still it's obviously going to be as part of my group.
Yeah. But the ultimate gut check, here's the deal. The ultimate gut check is the event doesn't exist at all. You haven't sold any tickets, and you're going to have to go pick a venue, and you're going to have to go sign a contract that probably has some room guarantee for the event. Mm-hmm. And you're like, oh, I'm going to lose all my money and no one's going to show up. Like everyone thinks that. Then the next step is you got to go probably build the Eventbrite page or a really, cool registration page. Okay. Still haven't sold any tickets. And then sure, you can mail your list and whatnot, but you just hitting your own list ain't going to get the job done to sell tickets. You got to go call in favors of friends and get them to promote it to their lists too. That's the work.
Got it.
Yep. And you can do it.
Makes sense.
Yep. What else? What else do you guys want to talk about so you guys crush it next year with this? Anything else on your mind?
So Frank, what about, for example, let's say you are sending a lot of email and value, you're writing good stories, you're creating good content. Obviously, I'm on lists of people that email more than twice a month. What is your opinion of upping the exposure, the number of times you email that list, depending on what your open rates are, how good your content is, that kind of thing? Because I'm on email lists where some of them email me almost every day.
Did you sign up and subscribe deliberately?
Yeah. Okay,
and that's okay. So the first thing is, if somebody actually opted in for that frequency, then 100%. You mail all day long.
In this particular situation, you think it would probably be not wise until you've really.
But the lists that you guys are building, none of these people really registered. You're just kind of getting this stuff because they know you, right? So you're actually hitting your list 3 times a month with us.
Because the lead gen email, and more than that is maybe overkill, and lesser until you're really.
Here's the deal. I would say, you can step it up to like, 1 more, which would probably be weekly, 1, 2, 3 more emails is fine. As long as we set the standard. Here's the value system we use for the content that we send out. And I really want you to hear me when I say this, because I can watch unsubscribe rates when these are being not
someone needs to
followed.
be willing to pay for it.
Yes, 100%. The content needs to be so good, someone's willing to pay for it. And a really good book that teaches that concept is a book called Utility. It was written a while back. Let me pull it up. It's just, if you're trying to win with inbound marketing and all someone has to do is click opt out and then boom, you're blown out forever.
Right.
Now, how do you make sure that doesn't happen? It needs to be so good, someone's willing to arguably pay for the content.
Understand. The other question I have then is, so back to that same point. I know, like, on the consumer side, we have a cap to how many emails we can send a month. Is it the same number?
Yeah, 30,000
on this side of things. How much?
Yeah, so between the two accounts, you got 60, Andrew. So for your viral fee, I give you 30,000.
You get 30,000 automatically, and above that, then you pay extra. Yeah, that's what I do on my,
which is
like
a
huge consumer database.
Yeah, which I think is like 4 cents per thousand, which is really cheap at my rates.
Yeah, my list isn't going to be big enough to where even if I hit that, I'm not going to go over that. I don't think my list is going to hit that many people.
Let me answer your question on email frequency by just showing you the emails I send out at Vyral. How about that? So here's all my emails. Okay. Let's just take a look at the metrics you want. Here's the open rate, which is actually kind of a bunch of BS, because
some of it auto opens.
It's auto opened and easily manipulated. Okay. The only thing that I really care about is the clicks. So our appointment setting team, my sales team, like, loves these 69 people or 68 people or 86 people. So I don't know how many people I sent this to. Let's call it like 10,000. But that kind of like sorted, instead of having to, slog through 10,000 people to find out who might be interested and recognize the brand name. Now I have these 86. That's who we're calling. So do you see all these clicks that are going through all here, and some are higher, some are lower, right? Oh, look at that one. What's this one? Oh, this is the one that goes after you request a strategy call. That makes sense, right? But also remember, you also have the unsubscribes. You're always going to have people opting out too. And the challenge is like, a lot of people will focus on this, right?
Yeah, who cares?
No. Yeah, exactly. And in fact, that's what marketing is supposed to do. Marketing is supposed to sort the people from the interested from the not interested. So just to focus on the clicks. And it's funny, you asked that because literally next week, is it next week? Hang on. I don't think it's next week. I'm wrong. Next week before Christmas, we're going to cover, we're going to recover retargeting next week. And I think we're going to take some time off. And then we're going to come back for lesson 7, and we're going to talk about how to actually put appointment setters on calling the people engaging with all the stuff you're sending out. So instead of just like waiting for people to magically reach out to you or like request a call, right? We can hire someone, or you can put somebody on reaching out saying, I work for Andrew. Do you want to talk to him? Sure. Book it. Right. So.
Cool.
What else? Molly, you got anything? How are you doing?
I was just talking to the guy about billboards. So if you have any tips on that, Andrew, I got a guy that's like gonna.
I think number one, always have a call to action. One of my first videos is how to run a successful billboard campaign. That's a video I recorded for my list. But yeah, so like what I would say is always have a call to action. It can't be, in other words, it needs to be focused on creating leads. Like I use guaranteed sale or instant cash offer. I think you have
we can
to
do
have
that
something
too.
like that.
We have that. Like I was going to do guaranteed offer or instant offer or cash, whatever.
The other part of it is it needs to be memorable. So you've got to try
get on the motorcycle,
tread off pop culture a little bit, like make funny stuff, make it memorable. Like I've done like missing teeth with a hockey jersey on because we do the Lightning. I've done Carol Baskin and Joe Exotic. I did.
Did you do the Live in the Country if Trump gets elected one?
I did not. Cook did that. Cook did that and said he wouldn't do it again because he got great press from it, but he got a lot of heat too. So very polarizing right now to touch that one. So, but I've done like I did Tom Cruise. Get your home sold fast as a jet.
Yeah.
I've done a bunch of like, yeah, Jeff did that. Yep. Yep. So we mocked it up. I mocked it up, but I didn't end up running it. I've also done I've had some really edgy ones that I decided not to run. During COVID, I had one where I had a mask on. It said, "Sick of your neighbor, get your home sold." And I realized
that's great.
That's probably not. I agree,
love that
but
one.
we were going to get like nasty grams from that, like trying to, capitalize on people getting sick and stuff. So my PR people were like, "Andrew, you cannot do that. You're going to get, tore up."
This guy just wants us to put all the hot chicks up there. I'm like, I don't know. I don't want to end up in somebody's trunk.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, I mean, like, and I think obviously Mark's recruiting there with his, but I think
here's Mark's for seller leads.
Yeah. I mean, that you want you to be really front and center. You want your logo to be solid, and you want a big enough domain name that people can see it. Sometimes people make everything the font too small and it can't be read. And the problem with that is then you lose the impression, like as people drive by, they don't even notice it. So I thought about doing QR codes at one point, and then I got told I'd probably get sued. Someone would crash.
Yeah.
So I didn't do QR
codes. They said no QR codes.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I think be memorable, be funny, do stuff that's different. The other thing that the advice that I got was at first though, don't try and be too funny at first, because then people won't take you seriously. But so run some, really good professional billboards, good call to action, good all that stuff. So the people see you enough, and then you can start to be edgy and funny, because then they see that you're serious. If you start with funny, then people will think you're just like a joke.
Yeah. Got it.
Good point.
That makes sense. Thank you. I was trying to tell him, I'm like, let's do something that's kind of like, not scandalous, but people will remember it. And he's like, what do you mean? It's like something that's like flashy. Like, oh, you're the chick that was always, whatever, holding a pink balloon or something stupid. It's memorable.
Yeah. I did, like I said, I've done a bunch of different ones. And I like to mix them up and do some funny stuff. And like I've done off of movies. I did a Dominic Toretto one where I was bald, and it said, when the Fast and Furious movie came out, I said, "Your home sold so fast, you won't be furious." So yeah, I've done a bunch of like funny, memorable ones.
I would run a free home valuation, Molly. I think that would be the call to action, most one I would start with. Back to your website. I would start there.
I will tell you that did not pull for me.
Did it not?
I think the cash offer stuff, everybody wants to hear these offers.
So the problem is you're not finding the motivated that way, number one. And number two, I think people think that they can go get their free value on their own. And they can just go to other online portals, and that's who owns the brands for that. So I want to go after the motivated. I want people that really want their home sold. And I think, again, if you look at like all the guys that do a lot of billboards, very heavy call to action. You see guaranteed offer, you see cash offer, you see guaranteed sale, because we've all done the other stuff and it didn't pull.
Well, I stand corrected.
We're ready to go. We got it. Cash offer by Melly.
Cool. Sweet. All right, guys.
All right. I'll end it there.
Appreciate you.
See you guys. Take care, everyone. Bye.
See you guys.